Hi everyone, I'm Winnie, a marketing student. First, thanks for watching this video, and before we start, don't forget to hit the like button because I put a lot of effort into this video and your support will definitely motivate me to explore more on my study on marketing. And if you have any comments, please just feel free to leave your comments below because I really love to interact with you guys. Today, I would like to share some easy but very meaningful theories on consumer behavior, and I will also share some examples about how these theories are applied in real life marketing. Here's the table of content. So basically, we will go through from introduction, decision process, and some psychological factors that would affect decision making, and finally conclusion. So first, here's are some one-up questions for you. First, what's your consumption pattern? So it simply means that where does most of your money go? Regardless of your rents or transportation expenses, and do you have a clear understanding about what is the money used for? For me, it is hard to answer these questions within few seconds, as I don't keep regular financial record, and I can say most of the time I don't know why my purse become smaller and smaller, and why do I spend this money. Here is a fact to know. Sometimes we spend unconsciously. Indeed. In our daily life, there are many stimuli that could arouse our desire to consume. When you see those stimuli, your desire arising automatically, just like there's a button, click the button, and a certain mechanism starting to operate automatically in your mind. One kind of stimuli is coupon. I saw a story from the book Influence. A company distributed their coupon with a typographical error. Consumers could not save money with using this coupon. However, most of consumers use coupon as usual. They didn't doubt about the coupon. The writer of the book Influence explained it is because subconsciously people deeply believe that coupon could help them save money while saving time and effort. Another stimulus is scarcity. So, several years ago, Xiaomi was known for its selling through scarcity sales tactic. Xiaomi uses discounts, time limits, and limited stores as tactics to fascinate the customers. And for instance, its flash sales were a good way to draw more interest, and the scarcity greatly increased the phone's cool factor, thus increasing the value of the product. Why this tactic works? Loss aversion helps to answer. People emphasize losses more than gains. This kind of aversion motivates people to make their buy decisions. So through these two examples, it is clear to see that marketer is exactly the one who clicks the button and induce people to consume. How could they know? How could they know how to click that button in our mind? The answer is marketers understand us through learning consumer behavior. Marketers shape consumers' wants through applying psychological theories, making those products as desirable as possible. We have mentioned consumer behavior several times, so here's the definition. Just now we learned about the meaning of learning consumer behavior from the perspective of marketers. How about consumers? Is it meaningful for consumers to learn their own psychology and behavior? Of course it is. There's an old saying, if you know your enemies and know yourself, you can win 1,000 battles without a single loss. Remember my questions at the beginning of my slides? Reflecting on your own consumption patterns, you could easily find that how marketing affect you. Marketing practitioners apply those different psychological theories on consumer behavior in their marketing communication, campaigns, pricing, and so on. By utilizing psychological factors, marketers manipulate consumers behind the scenes. If consumers could learn something about consumer behavior and how it could be applied, they are more likely to detect it in daily life. Most importantly, consumers could prevent their money from being stolen away unknowingly. The factors that influence buyers' decision are quite complicated, like their culture factors, personal factors, and social factors. For this class, we just focus on psychological factors, which include motivation, perception, learning, beliefs, and attitudes. As for part 2, I would like to first talk about 5 stages in consumer decision making. Although it is the last lecture, I think it will be easier for elaboration as there are different psychological factors affecting each step. Here's an example from our class. At stage 1 problem recognition, Richard realizes that he is tired of the black and white TV that has bad sound reproduction. Stage 2, he surfs the internet for some information about TV. Stage 3, he compares several models in terms of reputation and available features. And 4, he chooses the one that appeals to him. Last, he enjoys TV and satisfied with it. Very simple. After knowing the 5 stages in consumer decision making, now let's explore how could these psychological factors affect buyers on different stage. Let's first look at the definition of problem recognition. It occurs whenever the consumer sees a significant difference between his or her current state of affairs and some desired or ideal state. There are 2 kinds of selves, actual selves and ideal self. Actual self is a person's realistic appraisal of the qualities he or she does and doesn't possess. Ideal self is a person's conception of how he or she would like to be, which is partially molded by elements of a consumer's culture, such as heroes, advertising, depictions. For actual self, implication for marketers is to know how your consumers actually are. For instance, you should know their age, occupation, lifestyle, and so on. So this is why targeting and segmenting analysis is so important in marketing. Besides, it is also critical for marketers to think about 2 questions based on the theory of ideal self. First, how do your products help prospects achieve their ideal selves? Second, how will you help them feel that buying your product brings them closer to their ideal selves? For instance, suppose I'm a consumer and now I have some skin problems. So the actual self is I don't have good skin condition, and the ideal self is I desire to have better skin. One day I saw this advertising. I feel like buying this product as I think it could help me solve my skin problems and bring me closer to my ideal self, which is a self with better or perfect skin. Moreover, those marketers invited IU as ambassador. Comparing to IU, I was so ordinary, or I wanted to be as brilliant as she. See, using the self theory and social comparison, this advertising helps to shape consumers' want. In addition to the sell, motivation is another factor that drives people to buy. Motivation is the processes that lead people to behave as they do. It occurs when a need arises that a consumer wishes to satisfy. There are three kinds of need: utilitarian need, hedonic need, and symbolic need. Utilitarian need is rational, a desire to achieve functional benefits. Hedonic need is an experiential need involving emotional responses or fantasies for exploration or for fun. Furthermore, there are four kinds of need under symbolic need: need for achievement, affiliation, power, and need for uniqueness. The implication for marketer is you should know your product well. You should know what kind of need your product could satisfy. Taking an example for need for uniqueness. Perfume is a kind of product that focuses on people's unique character. Based on this, one of famous perfume, Jo Malone, encourages consumers to do scent pairing, which could enable more consumers to express their own individuality. Now comes to stage 2 of consumer decision process. When consumers realize their need, they will search information before making purchase decision. There are two ways of it. One is internal search. It's to scan our own memory banks for information about product alternatives. The other is external search. It's to obtain product information from advertisements, friends, or by observing others. Implication here is, how can we make our products as impressive as possible? Through our 5 sensory receptors, we respond to stimuli, such as color and light. Perception is the process by which sensations are selected, organized, and interpreted. Consumers' behavior is influenced by our perception about the situation. Before answering the question, we should know a concept: absolute threshold. It is the minimum amount of stimulation that can be detected on a given sensory channel. Marketers use commercials, posters to impress consumers. Those products and commercial messages often appeal to our senses, but because of the profusion of these messages, people pay attention to those messages selectively. Most won't influence them. Thus, we need more creative and more eye-catching way. Marketers rely heavily on visual elements in advertising, store design, and packaging. Here are some examples of packaging. Generally, meanings are communicated on the visual channel through a product's color, size, and styling. Colors may influence our emotions more directly. For instance, red represents arousal and stimulated appetite, like the red can of Coca-Cola. Also, the combination of black and gold conveys a feeling of luxury. Here's the packaging of a Korean fried chicken restaurant. As a fried chicken restaurant, the black and gold color really makes their packaging look so special. It is quite unforgettable. As we have mentioned, commercials should also be creative enough to impress consumers. This award-winning commercial for Durex is one of the most creative commercials that I have ever seen, and I think I will never forget. So maybe we can take a look together. So yes, for this advertisement, I'm not going to explain more on this. Finally, we have talked a lot, and I think this slide could summarize what we have learned today. Yeah, it should be the most important slide. At the beginning of the class, I showed this slide. Now, I have some questions for you guys. So, now if I say, to a certain degree, marketers and consumers are rivals, do you agree? Do you agree with this statement? And the second question is, in your opinion, what is the relationship between marketers and consumers? You are very welcome to type your short answers below or share your thoughts with me, because I would like to know more about opinions from different perspectives. So, thanks for watching this video. I hope this video could help you understand more about marketing and about consumer behavior. Thank you very much. Bye bye.